Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Melody and today we're going to be doing an advice reading. We just had a solar eclipse in Virgo, so everything's shifting and changing and transforming for ourselves. So let's figure out like what we need to know right now. Like what advice can I give you to better navigate this time? So we have three decks in front of you. We have the Mythic Tarot deck, the Moonology deck, and this is the Soul's Journey deck. Y'all, I filmed this reading already, and you will not believe what happened. Go ahead and like pick your pile so while I'm talking. So this will pile one, pile two, pile three. Close your eyes if you can't, focus. Say your name 3 times to clear your energy, and then open them. And like whichever pile your eyes land on first, that would be the pile that I would go for. And if your eyes go from one and to another, maybe you need to watch two. But yeah, like I already filmed this reading, and you know what my dumb ass did? I was wanting to film the Lusty Crush reading like right after, which go check that one out. That one's pretty fun. And my phone was like, "Oh, you don't have much space," and I was like, "I don't have much space on my 120 gigabytes. Are you serious?" And it's all because of videos and of course games. I have too many games on my phone and I'm like I don't want to delete any of them. But yeah, I was like, "You don't have any space." And I was like, "Oh well, I just filmed this video. It should probably already be backed up to Google, to my Google Photos, right?" Absolutely not. And I just deleted everything. Deleted everything. So, yeah. So now we're refilming it. Guest Spirit did not want you guys to see that video for some reason. I felt really grounded and like I was like eating. I felt like I understood the cards and everything. So we'll see how this one goes. Please get out the reading. Girl, I'm so sick of it. Every day. Every time I'm trying to do something like this, she wants to get all up in the reading. And she was just chilling on the couch. I was doing my little meditation and she was just sitting there chilling. And now she's wanting to get up and lay here. I'm like, girl, can you not? Alright, let's get into it. Hi, Pile 1. If you chose the Mythic Tarot deck, then this is your reading, and we'll be figuring out what advice you need to know right now. Spirit, please clear any previous energies from the deck. Oh, are you serious? Luna, stop. Help. I don't even know how she got back there. Alright. Pile 1, please. Pile 1, Spirit. What advice does Pile 1 need right now? What advice does Pile 1 need? What kind of advice can I give them? Okay. Okay, we'll start with this. Should we do the bottom of the deck? Yeah. How are we gonna do this? We'll do it like that. Or actually, perfect. Alright, so we have the Six of Cups in reverse, and with the Six of Cups in reverse, I feel like I'm getting a disconnect from the past. Like, childhood, family issues like that. Like, you don't feel like either something from the past has come up, and like you're feeling disconnected from it now. Like, so it could be someone from your childhood. It could be family, like you're having issues with your family, or it could be like childhood trauma or something like that. Something's like reared its head, and maybe it was just like a past memory or past person that you used to feel connected to, like someone that made you feel like home, like someone that you felt safe around. And now you're not feeling safe around that person anymore. Like, it doesn't, there's, the connection feels strained. Like, it feels like it needs to be severed. So, especially that makes sense with like family, with the Six of Cups in reverse. Like, maybe your relationship with your family is rocky right now, or friends from your childhood, you're having a rocky, connection to that. Or maybe it's just like home in general, like your childhood, you still live, where you were born, in whatever city you were born in, and you just don't feel connected there. Like, you feel like your growth is stagnant in this situation or around these people. And I feel like with the World card being on the bottom of the deck, you're being called to like see the end of, a cycle, see the end of a chapter in your life. And I feel like it's connected to people or a place or a situation. And especially with the Eight of Cups here at the end, I'm reading that as like you need to walk away from the situation, but you're having an issue with that. And the Seven of Swords reversed, it's like you're really getting in your own way. I think there's like a lot of nostalgia with the Queen of Cups. You have a lot of empathy and care. Like, you're a very caring person. You're a very caring individual. And so, especially if it's a person or a situation and like, this is not a good situation for you anymore. Like, this is not a good person for you anymore. When you're around them, like, you feel like you've outgrown this person or place or or family even. But with the Queen of Cups, like, you could feel like a lot of emotional responsibility for these people. Like, it's your job. Like, you have the burden to carry them, to bring them forward, But it's kind of like that's actually hindering your growth. Like, you're preventing yourself from reaching the heights and new levels that you'd like to see. Because, like, with the Seven of Swords reverse, I'm just getting like self-sabotage here. Like, you feel like someone's putting a knife in your back, but you could be putting yourself in harm's way. You know what I mean? Like, you might feel like somebody or someone else, like, you want to shift the blame, and like, yeah, they did put the knife in your back, right? But you got in their way while they were bringing the knife down, and you put your back to it, if that makes sense. So it's like, don't, if like, especially when we get mad, we'll get so mad, and we're really, a lot of the times we're angry with ourselves because, girl, we're angry with ourselves because we knew, our intuition was telling us. So I feel like with this Queen of Cups here, like, you're an intuitive person, you're connected, but maybe your heart is so big and so giving, and like, you might possibly be giving to the wrong people that, are connected to your past or your childhood, or, a situation or something that you have a lot of nostalgia for. So yeah, that's what I'm getting so far. We're going to clarify these cards. Clarify the Six of Cups in reverse, please, Spirit. Yeah. Oh. Why do I do that? I want to take the Hangman anyway. Clarify the Queen of Cups, please. Because I was like, I never said what I'm shuffling for, and I'm just shuffling until something comes out. Clarify the... Yeah, there we go. Hermit in reverse. Seven of Swords. Clarify the Seven of Swords in reverse. Okay, that's pretty quick. Three Cups. Clarify the Eight of Cups in reverse, please, Spirit. Two of Cups. So maybe it has to do with love, which also makes sense with the Six of Cups. Like, it could be like a puppy love, a young love. Maybe this is someone that you've been in a relationship with, possibly for a long time, since like high school or something, like a high school sweetheart. Not for everybody, you know, it's not always about love for everybody. Two of Cups can also be like an intimate partnership, a business partnership too. So it could be like a work situation. Maybe you own a business with someone. But it's like contracts, you know, like union. Four of Pentacles. I just always see the Four of Pentacles of holding tightly to something that you know you need to let go of. But I just also read one of the books the other day, and the Four of Pentacles also could be like an inheritance. But whenever I see the Four of Pentacles, it always to me comes out as holding too tightly to a situation that you know it's not always in your best interest anymore. With the Three of Swords, though, talk about pain and heartbreak and healing, needing to heal. So whatever this Six of Cups in reverse situation is painful. It's painful for you. You know, there's a lot of indecisiveness, I feel, about how to move forward. And with the Hermit being in reverse, I see that as, no, you need to go within. And it's an avoidance of going within. Like, you know you need to go within. You know you need to do the soul searching. And yet, you know, you won't. So, with the Three of Cups, self-sabotage. Are we using drinking? Are we using drinking as a coping mechanism? Are we going out and partying to avoid and distract ourselves? You know? Because there's some avoidance. You know? I could see that we're using vices, possibly. It might not be liquor. It might not be beer. It could be another type of vice. With like partying, like going out and celebrating and having fun. And that clarifying the Seven of Swords in reverse, which I'm talking about self-sabotage. Yeah. That's kind of how I feel. Like, we're just drinking. We're using coping mechanisms that might not necessarily be the most healthy coping mechanisms in this situation. Especially with Hermit in reverse and the Eight of Cups in reverse. You know, Hermit in reverse is talking, like I said, about needing to go inwards and reflect. And you're not doing that. Like, you know that's something that needs to happen and it's not being done. And you're like, yeah. So I feel like if it's a person, like, you know, in your heart of hearts, especially it makes sense, you know, if it was a young love, or if this is something that you've been attached to since childhood, since you were young, and you have a lot of love and care for it, a lot of nostalgia. I understand that it could be difficult to walk away from something, but like, The hangman talks about needing to have a new perspective about the situation that you're in. And it's like a situation that can feel stagnant, but it's stagnant for a reason. It's giving you a chance to reflect, and there needs to be some reflection done. And we're talking about holding on too tightly to a situation that we need to let go of, something that's hurting us, something that possibly could have been there since childhood. I mean, like, if you know, you know. Like, I can't tell you, especially when I'm doing a general reading, like, what this situation is about. But, like, hopefully you watching this, you resonate with what I'm talking about, and it comes to mind, like, what I'm talking about. And you can take the steps, the action that needs to be taken. And the action is, in my opinion, removing yourself from the situation as quickly as possible as you can, or doing the reflection that you're avoiding doing, which is possibly why you're in this situation. Or you need to do the reflection to take the action to leave, because overall the situation's not is hurting you, and it seems like you're coping in ways that are not necessarily healthy to deal with it. So we're gonna do some advice cards. We've got the Work Your Light deck, so we'll do that first. Actually, no, we're gonna do the Soul's Journey first. All right, clear the previous energy from the deck, Spirit. Ooh, yeah. All right, Spirit. What advice does pile 1 need? What advice does pile 1 need? What advice does pile 1 need, please? That's the noise that my old roommate's cat Radar would make. He'd get in trouble, and he'd be like, eh! He'd just scream. He is so noisy. Gratitude and friendship. It's kind of funny. Oh. So we're talking about gratitude. I am thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. So you know how I was talking about needing to have a different perspective about something. You know, it kind of hurts to be like everything happens for a reason, but sometimes hard to like look at the lesson, you know, in the middle of it. But it really does. Like, a lot of things happen to shape you to become the person who you're meant to be. And it's really also like how you choose to act in that moment, you know? Because like you can choose to respond in an unhealthy way. And yeah, sometimes we need that unhealthy way for a minute just to get through it, if that makes sense. But then we also need to know like when we need to shift and like move forward in a lighter way. And like if we are using drinking or if we're abusing substances to cope, like when we know we need therapy or like prescription medication to treat the underlying cause, you know, we should move from that direction. But also, in another light, gratitude, you know, you can be, I'm thankful for this person and like what they've been able to give me so far, but I respect myself enough to know, you know, I can't keep going in this path, in this direction. Yeah, with this friendship card, I'm torn because I feel like, one, maybe this is highlighting that this person in particular for a lot of you is a friend that you've had for a while that you can't carry with you anymore. Or it could be that you need to rely on your friends right now. And I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. I don't know. I can read it a lot of ways. Like, also, like, understanding that a friend is in your life for a reason, meaning, like, this is a lesson that I had to go through with this person, and I'm thankful for what I've learned being with this person. But also, it's time, like, to move forward. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of ways to read that. All right. Like I said, it's a general reading, so all right. Pile 1, please, Spirit. Pile 1. What advice does pile 1 need? What advice does pile 1 need? Should we pull 2 cards? Okay. Hold your vision. Fixed moon. Yeah. I feel like you have a vision for your life. You know what direction in life you want to take. And it could be possible that there's situations or people that are like keeping you stagnant, keeping you like bogging you down. And like you might feel like, again, like a lot of emotional responsibility for these people because like you're, you know, you might be the friend that has it together, and like you feel like you have to carry everyone forward with you, or like your family or your friends, even your coworkers possibly. But like hold your vision. Like, in my opinion, I feel like this is telling you that you need to remember, like, keep your sights on like what you want out of life and hold that to you. Like, if anything, like there might be people and situations or places even that you need to let go of. But with this 4 of Pentacles, you could need to be holding on to your vision, your dreams, and keep moving forward towards that. Because, like, that's going to be your inheritance. Like, you have those dreams and those ambitions for a reason, you know. That's where you're supposed to be. Like, that's your gift. And you need to keep making steps towards that. You know, maybe we're afraid to move. Maybe we're so attached to what feels safe, what feels secure. But maybe what's safe and what's secure is not, you know, it's holding us back from our true potential. Because that's always a possibility. I don't know. I was trying to shuffle the book and the cards. Good Lord. Snapping is literally the only way she listens. And yet. And yet. Alright, Spirit. Pile 1, please. What advice does pile 1 need? What advice does pile 1 need? Oh, it's getting all over the place. What advice does pile 1 need, Spirit? Okay. What advice does pile 1 need? Alright. What advice does pile 1 need, Spirit? Oh my gosh, the cards. They're all trying to come out and like go everywhere. Spirit, please. Pile 1. Should I use this deck? Spirit, do you not want me to use it? Do you not want me to use this deck? I feel like I have to pull a card. There we go. Like, I've been shuffling for like 40 seconds. I need to pull one. Alright. Dance with life. Do something to change your energy. Yeah. You need a change of scenery. We need to make a different choice, a different decision. You know, like that. I've seen people say that. Like, that's how you shift your life, is by making a different choice. And that's why I feel like Dance with Life is talking about do something to change your energy. Like, you can literally go a different way home from work, or a different way to work. You know, make a new habit, like getting up early, or start going to that yoga class. Start taking that dance class that you've been thinking about. Start going to the gym. Yes. Maybe like for some of you guys, you feel stuck in this situation because you're like, you don't know how to get out of it. And you need to get out of it. And you feel so many obligations. And maybe it's financial obligations, that feel like they're keeping you stuck. And until you can make that big leap of faith and take a different direction and leave the way that you want to or know you should, you can do other things to shift. Especially when it's talking about shifting your perspective, So like, until you can like make, big life changes that make you feel more satisfied, you can make small ones that make you feel more satisfied. So like some of the suggestions I had, like going to the gym, or even like going to a coffee shop and sitting there, or going to the library and sitting there and reading a book or something, just to like do something different. And you never know what type of choice that you can make, a small choice like that could lead to a bigger opportunity. One that can put you on the path that you need to be on to get out of this situation. Alright, so that's the advice that I have for you, pile 1. I hope that helped. And I hope that you have a good day, night, or evening. And consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't subscribed. And if this video helped, consider liking the video and sharing. I hope you have a good day, night, or evening. Goodbye. Hi, Pile 2. If you chose a Moonology deck, then this is your reading. And today we will be diving into what advice do you need right now. So, actually, I'm going to pause real quick. Alright, we're back. I don't know why I always announce that I'm going to pause the reading. I guess just if it seems like there's a glitch, I think then you know why. But yeah, so we're actually not using this deck first. I don't know why I decided to start shuffling. That one. We're going to be doing the Angel Tarot Cards deck. So, I'd already filmed this reading, and like the advice felt so good, and I was so excited about posting the reading, and then I accidentally deleted it. So now we are redoing the reading, and I did pile 1's pile yesterday, and I felt called to use a different deck, and then today I picked up that deck and I was like, not feeling that one today. So I picked up the Angel Tarot card deck instead. So that's the vibe today for some reason. Alright, pile 2, please, Spirit. Pile 2. What advice does pile 2 need right now? What do they need to know? Pile 2, please, Spirit. What advice does pile 2 need? I only do this deck upright. I don't do it reversed. Okay. What advice does pile 2 need right now, Spirit? One more card. Perfect. All right. Got the Ten of Wands on the bottom of the deck. I feel like pile 2, you're being called to create. Like you're being called to step out of like a certain career path, and like enter in a new one, like to like start a new beginning. I don't almost kind of feel like you need to force a new beginning, if that makes sense. With the Ace of Pentacles coming out, and like I said, I don't take this deck in reverse, but like I have to acknowledge that card came flipped out in reverse, and it talks about an inflow of abundance, a promising business venture, important documents or contracts. And the way when I saw the card, I immediately felt, especially when the star came out, like you're being guided in a certain direction when it comes to like your creativity and your career. And it's gonna be something that actually helps, like you start a new beginning, if that makes sense. And so when I say like you're being called to force a new beginning, it's because like right now, the path that you're on, it's really like you might feel like financially kind of like in a rut, like your finances aren't clicking the way you'd like, and you're like hoping for like a new job or like a new source of income. And really, like this seed that you need to plant financially is something that it's already within you. It's something that like you enjoy doing. It's something that you're passionate about, especially with all these wands here. And I'm sorry, my cat in the background. No, sit down. Stop. You are embarrassing me. She keeps trying to, like, whenever I start filming, she immediately wants to start walking and running across this path. So I picked her up by her scruff and put her on the bed, and she's not happy about it. I promise you that I'm not abusing my cat. She wants to be an asshole when I start filming. So, like, I have to be an asshole back. And I'm not trying to be an asshole, but I'd rather... There she goes. She's already trying to start her mess again. Anyway, let me focus on you, pal, too. But yeah, so with the Ten of Wands being on the bottom of the deck, it's talking about too much work, accept help from others, life is out of balance, stress-related health concerns. So, like, I feel like, yeah, you have a lot on your plate, especially when it comes to, like, work and balancing life, just regular life tasks, like cleaning the house and, you know, doing all the things that you need to do that's outside of work, like maintaining your social life, maintaining like your interests and your hobbies, as well as like cleaning and, you know, and then doing like work on top of that. And so like you might be feeling like really stressed and like worried about how like you can continue to like live like this. And I feel like you're being called to use like your inner gifts, and like things that are innately inside of you and you're supposed to create with that. With the star coming out, I feel like you need to be in like a front facing type of position. So maybe you're being called to like be like more public, like to do social media or put your like work and your creativity on social media, on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook or YouTube even yeah, because with the star here, I'm kind of feeling like it's not just about like positivity and being on the right path, like the card says. Like, I'm definitely getting this vibe from this card that you're supposed to be using, like, your image to sell things, or maybe not even to sell things, but like to sell like your creativity, like your ideas and stuff. And then with the Queen of Wands, that one kind of came out in reverse too, but I don't really take, like I said, I don't take this deck in reverse, and I don't really feel like it should be in reverse, but it talks about being confident, warm, intelligent, and graceful. And I feel like that kind of goes hand in hand with this Star card about, again, using like your face or like your image to like do whatever it is that you feel like you're being called to do. And with the Eight of Wands here, like change, like when you make these changes, like things can happen really quickly for you. Like maybe you're afraid of being perceived or afraid to share your voice or something like that. But if these like changes are implemented, like you can like see the like the fruit of your labor pretty quickly is how I feel. So we're gonna go ahead and clarify the cards. Clarify the Ace of Wands, please. Four of Cups. Yeah, so it says missing an opportunity, discontentment, or boredom. No, get off of my blanket. Sorry. Missing an opportunity, discontentment, or boredom. Open your eyes to the possibilities. So, yeah, like when the Ace of Earth came out in reverse, and I said, like, you have to force a new beginning. Because I feel like you might be waiting, like, for a new opportunity. And, like, you're missing an opportunity that you can create. Like, you're waiting for life to happen to you when you need to, like, take charge and like take the reins of your life and make like life work for you. Like right now you might be feeling bored and like discontent and like unsatisfied with where you're at, especially maybe in terms of your career and like how things are happening with like your job and like your income. But you know, it's kind of like the Magician card, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Magician comes out. Like, you're in charge of your destiny, pile 2. Like, you can make things happen. Like, you have the power. You have the tools to, like, make things shake. And, like, I definitely feel like whatever this venture is, like, you might not even know what it is right now. Like, maybe it's something that needs to be in the works. Like I said, you need to, like, force a new beginning, force a new opportunity financially. So maybe it just starts with you posting. Like, you start posting, and then you connect with people, and then because of that connection, like then you find this new career path, and then you find like this new creative venture. Clarify the Star, please. Clarify the Star. Spirit. Maybe they're like, the star is straightforward. And you got it right. Alright. Clarify the Queen of Fire, please. Okay, that actually came out. Four of Air. So I like how that's a pattern. Time to rest or take a vacation. Allow more time before making a decision. Meditation may provide answers. I'm going to go ahead and clarify the Eight of Fire. Clarify the Eight of Fire, please. The Sun. Yeah. Like you're moving forward towards like a happy outcome with the Sun. Brilliant new ideas that lead to success. Have confidence in yourself. Yeah, so there's a lot of talk about creativity and new ideas and stuff. Or the Four of Swords or the Four of Air, talking about meditation may provide answers. You know, if you're feeling like, because I was talking about how the Queen of Wands came out in reverse, and I didn't really want to talk about it being in reverse, but maybe you're having issues right now, feeling like you're most confident, you're most intelligent, you're most graceful, and these are, you know, things that are innately inside of you. Like, innately this is your energy, but maybe life has stretched you so thin. Because talking about stretch your wings and fly, don't underestimate yourself, assert your independence and creativity. So maybe life right now has stretched you so thin that you can't feel like you're living up to your true self of this Queen of Swords energy. And like you feel like you might need to take a rest and take a vacation or allow more time before making a decision. And in a way, I definitely feel like, yes, you do need to take time to pause. But at the same time, I feel like life has kind of had you in this situation, had you in this energy of being in this Four of Swords, being in this Four of Water energy where you're feeling discontent, bored, because you've been in this time of rest. Maybe like you don't feel as creatively inspired as you usually do or as you'd like to. And that kind of goes back to me being like, you need to force a new beginning. So like, what does that look like? Like forcing creativity. Like maybe, let's kind of like take it back and say like, maybe you do own a business or you have been working on a business venture. Like maybe you do work for yourself already and you're self-employed. Some of you, work for the man. Some of you might work for yourselves, but you could feel like stuck right now in whatever business venture that you're doing, if that applies to you. And so, like, maybe it's like time to attack that business venture from a different angle, or maybe we need to have like a change of perspective when it comes to that business venture. And we also have this Five of Earth on the bottom of the deck talking about fear surrounding money, the wisdom to accept help from others, and certain self-employment. So that's kind of what I was feeling like. Maybe some of you guys are self-employed and like things are kind of shaky right now and you're kind of like having doubts in your creativity, doubts in like your ability, to like rise from this situation. And that's why I'm like still trying to say, like, I still feel like you need to force a new beginning in a sense. Like maybe it's time to take a break from this business venture and start something else. Or maybe it's time to try a new way of advertising that business venture, like using social media or something like that. So I definitely still feel like for a lot of you guys, like your self-image, like using your face, like you're supposed to be a public figure in a sense. It's kind of the word I've been missing for this whole reading. It's like a public figure. Like a lot of you guys are meant to be the star, this Queen of Wands energy. Like you're supposed to use your, beauty and your intelligence to like move, money, to move like your creativity. So I also feel like for some of you guys, like some advice that you could use right now is like do something different, again, like if you have always been a person that you didn't want to use social media, you should try it. Or like maybe you need to change your surroundings, like change your routine up in order to put you in situations to meet new people, to help you with your creativity, to help you force this new beginning. Like I said, with the Magician energy, like kind of surrounding this, I feel like at the end of the day, you are resourceful and you do have all the tools to alchemize and like make life shift and happen for you. You just might be stuck in a rut right now and like things feel difficult and like your creativity might feel drained. But like there's definitely options and ways to shift that, to make things happen. We're going to go ahead and pull some oracle cards for some advice on like how you can help shift and like get out of this like discontent energy, like this bored, stagnant energy. It's like, yeah, like talking about missing an opportunity, like maybe you missed an opportunity and you've been grieving that for some of you. And you're like wondering like how you're gonna get this opportunity again. Pile 2, please, Spirit. What advice does Pile 2 need right now? Okay. Play. have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. Like, yeah, like that's what I was getting at. Like, you need to attack this from a different point of view. Like, you need to go out and do fun things and meet new people. And, like, even if it's, you know, you do try the social media aspect, or you have been doing the social media aspect, like, maybe you need to change how you're going about doing social media. Is like doing it more fun, not seeing it as a chore. Or your business venture, don't see it as a chore. Like, what are some ways that you can make it fun? Because, like, right now, you're missing that in your life. Like, if you're bored and you're discontent and you're unsatisfied with where you're at, like, you're missing the fun. And, like, what are ways that we can bring enjoyment and satisfaction back into our life? Sometimes it takes small changes to see, like, big effects, if that makes sense. And then we have Sisterhood of the Rose, Beauty and Devotion, Priestess, Mystic, Teacher, and I'm just going to read that from the book real quick. So, the work your light action is to surround yourself with beauty and create beauty wherever you go. So I kind of still feel like, yeah, like beauty, like your face, your image, definitely like plays a part in this advice. Like, Sisterhood of the Rose is a lineage of priestesses and mystics who devoted their lives to serving humanity and seeding light consciousness all over the earth. A cross-section of ancient lineages, it is the path of devotion and beauty. Walking this path means being devoted to seeing and creating beauty wherever you go. The rose symbolizes the heart and the sacred geometry of all life. You are being called to notice the beauty around you, particularly in nature, and hear the whispers of Mother Earth. You are being called to spend more time in nature, as all the ancient secrets live there. Mother Earth is constantly whispering, spending time admiring. Her creations and you will be rewarded with insight and grace. You are being called to take a little more time to both notice the beauty that exists all around you and contribute to the beauty of the world in your own way too. This could be through your own creations or in the little things like how you dress to picking flowers for your home. Every time you devote your time to creating beauty, you harmonize the planet a little more, and the shift in vibration can be felt. So yeah, prioritizing beauty. Like, maybe some of you are interested in doing like a makeup, YouTube channel, or like a hair, health and beauty type of channel, or YouTube, or like fashion, or that kind of the world is something like you're interested in. But like, maybe that's something that you haven't felt like there's space for you in. I don't know. I definitely feel like a change of perspective is needed. And honestly, like, you just need to go and play and have fun and not take life so seriously and not be so concerned about, like, that kind of stuff. Like, oh, like, I don't know if there's room for me in this space, when there is. Like, you're actually supposed to be in that space. Like, the whole time I kept feeling like public figure. Like, you're supposed to be a public image, You're supposed to use your face to sell things. So I don't know, maybe you need to go the influencer route. There's, you might think there's enough of those type of people, and this is a general reading, so like, hopefully you're resonating with what I'm saying, and like, maybe if I'm not specifically, influencer, it could be actor or a musician or singer, so something that's public facing, basically. All right, pile 2, please. What advice does pile 2 need? Okay. A new start is coming. New moon. Yeah. Even if you don't want to force a new one, a new start is coming anyway. But, like, you could get the ball rolling, is basically what I feel like. Like, you could get the ball rolling instead of waiting by making small changes to help put yourself in this position to be ready for this new beginning, you know? All right, pile 2, please. What advice does pile 2 need? What advice does pile 2 need, please? What advice does pile 2 need, Spirit? Maybe you don't get an advice card from the Soul's Journey deck. We'll give it one more shuffle, and if the thing comes out, then I guess that's it for you. Alright, well, that's all I have for you, pile 2. I hope that you enjoyed this reading. If you did, consider giving the video a like, and consider subscribing if you haven't subscribed to my channel before. And I hope that you have a good day, night, or evening wherever you are. Bye! Hi, pile 3. If you chose the Soul's Journey deck, then this is your reading, and we will be figuring out what advice you need right now. So we'll actually be using the Angel Tarot card deck. Alright, pile 3, please, Spirit. Pile 3. What advice does pile 3 need right now? What advice do they need? Okay. 10 of Wands. Nope. Goodness. 5 of Wands. What advice does pile 3 need? Okay. Almost 9 of Wands. Good Lord, are you going through it or what? Oh my goodness. Ugh. Yes. Yes, you're going through it. I say that just because as soon as I asked that, I got hit with a stomach cramp. Oh. Yeah. Alright, we'll start with that. Oh, Lord. And the 9 of Wands still wanted to show up. We might get it again later. We'll see. Yeah, all this Wands energy. So, like, a lot of change is needed to happen. Because we have the life experience card on the bottom of the deck and the release card. So, on the bottom of the deck, life experience says, a significant life event. Oops, sorry, I'm shaking the camera. A powerful revelation that leads to change. Time to spread your wings. And the 10s always signify like the end and a new beginning. So like the end of a cycle, like needing close out doors with the 10 of Wands. That's like having like a lot of burdens on your shoulder. Like you've carried a lot of weight. Not all of it always your own. Like you've carried a lot of weight for other people. And it's time to let it go. Like it's time to drop all the baggage, all everybody else's issues, all the issues that you've held on to that you know you need to let go of. Situations, people, places that you know it's time to like close the door on. Yeah, it's time to let go because I feel like you're stressed. You're very stressed and you might be experiencing like it says stress-related health concerns. Like you might be experiencing health concerns that are related to stress, like the IBS, the stomach cramp that I just had. Like I don't think I have IBS. I haven't been formally diagnosed with it, but today, just like my body was just like hitting me from all sides. Like I had cramps, like PMS cramps, stomach cramps, and I don't feel well. Like, I am congested. Had a sore throat last Friday. Had some sort of crud that my body is like working on getting rid of, like all this mucus and drainage and stuff. It's terrible. Definitely stress related, like for sure, especially the stomach cramps. Um, just like we just came out of the end of Virgo season, and like we just had that Virgo solar eclipse, so I'm not surprised that I'm not feeling well. Like, so yeah, I feel like you could be dealing with some stress related health concerns. You might have IBS, um, or any other type of health issue that's related to stress. So it's like you definitely need to take a chill and like make some changes. Because like this Five of Wands energy, like it's talking about competing, conflict with others. Like if you've been having issues with people at work, issues within the home, or you're constantly like arguing and fighting with people, you might be like just highly irritable. Like your stress needs to be something that your stress levels needs to be something that you're concerned of and aware of, and you need to take time to rest. But also, most importantly, with the Eight of Wands here, it talks about events moving at a fast pace, delays are over, many things happening at once. Like so many things could be happening at once, and I feel like change is like just around the corner. But also you need to be like this patron of change. Like you need to work on, like, do what you can do to reduce your stress levels to help alleviate the stress that's going to come with this change, because change itself is stressful as well, but the change that's coming is needed for you to reduce your stress. But at the same time, as things are changing, that could be stressful. So what I'm trying to say is, like, you need to do what you can, because like some of the things that you're carrying, like I said, the Ten of Wands, these are not all your issues and not all your baggage. So you need to drop what you can first before the universe comes in and drops it for you, is what I'm basically trying to say. With the Release card, the end of a phase or situation, spiritual transformation, time to move on. So like in my opinion here, because like I said, change is happening. Like you can't necessarily just, keep carrying what you're carrying and waiting for the universe to make something shake. Like there's things you can do, to help things move along, to help this chapter end and to start the new one. It's like when it's saying it's time to move on, it's like, nobody's going to force you to move on. Like you need to do what you need to do to help things move on. I hope I'm not just talking in circles and like I'm making sense. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and clarify the cards. Clarify the Ten of Wands, please, Spirit. Clarify the Ten of Wands. Ten of Earth. Very happy family life, financial security, finding magic in the little things in life. Yeah, so like, I feel like this is like where the potential for what you can move into is like feeling happy in your home and your home family life, especially if you do have a family already, like you're married and you have children, or you're looking forward to building a home life and having children. Like, in order to get there, like you've definitely had to do some necessary steps on your end with this Ten of Fire. Like you've had to move mountains. Like the Nine of Wands kept wanting to show up, and when the Nine of Wands is like having to persevere to keep pushing when things are extremely difficult and tough. And so you might be stuck in like survival mode, and like it might be your nervous system, like you might have issues with your nervous system where you're kind of stuck in fight or flight mode. And like you have the ability and to have this like happy family life, to be financially secure. Talks about finding magic in the little things in life. Yeah. Yeah, you definitely need to take time to pause and breathe and to celebrate this ending, because like what you're stepping into is like, you know, happier times, you know, more satisfaction when it comes to the home and family life and financial security as well. But like you definitely had to fight for it. I don't know. Hate I'm sorry. I hate when I shuffle and I don't specifically ask which card I'm clarifying. Clarify the Five of Wands, please, Spirit. Clarify the Five of Wands. Okay. Knight of Water. Yeah, I wonder if some of you are ending a relationship. Or you need to end a relationship with somebody that you thought was going to be like a forever person. And that might resonate for some of you about like what you've had to move on from. Because with this clarifying this Five of Wands, competing goals, bothersome details, conflict with others, like maybe you've been having issues in a relationship, in conflict in a relationship. Maybe that's some of the baggage that you've been carrying. Clarify the Eight of Wands, please. And like when you move forward from this person, this ex, or this person that should be an ex for some of you, you're moving into like well, like things see how fast things could shift. It might not be okay, so like it might not be that you need to leave a relationship, you know, take it if it resonates. But I definitely feel like for some of you that should make sense. Like you will be moving out of a toxic relationship, doing the healing work, of course, because like if you have been having conflict with others, and it can go so many different ways. Like for some of you, this is conflict with family, and like moving out of that energy can put you into a path where you can be more satisfied with your home life. Maybe you're already married and like you drop like the conflict with your family or conflict at work, whatever conflict, you know, issue, you move out of that energy. You stop being stressed, and like you see the improvement in like your relationship. Or, you know, some of you guys, the conflict is like your relationship, and you leave that person alone, leave them where they're at, and then you move into you put yourself in the path to be in a more happier, fulfilled relationship, because you will meet somebody who can be more emotionally mature. And this Knight of Wands, this King of Wands energy, especially that clarifying the Eight of Fire, like you could yourself could be moving more into this King of Wands or King of Water energy, rather, where you are more open-hearted. It says, open your heart and mind to those around you, trustworthy and heartfelt advice, charity work. Yeah, you just feel like more emotionally balanced and more emotionally mature because like you've gotten out of this stressful situation. I don't know. Take what applies. Clarify the release card, please, Spirit. I'm telling you, y'all. Okay. The Hermit. Spend time in quiet meditation, spiritual teaching, self-discovery. Ha! What'd I say? I said it would show back up again. Yeah. Don't give up. Protect that which you have created. Protect that which you created. Have courage and believe in yourself. Yeah. You've definitely been going through it. Let's just say that across the board, some area in your life has been stressful. And it's time to let go of that situation. Time to release it. Time to accept the change that's coming in, because like it's knocking on your door. The universe has like change, happy change that they want to implement in your life, pile 3. And it, for some of you guys, it could be a romantic relationship. This Hermit card. Spend time in quiet meditation, spiritual teaching, self-discovery. And the end of a phase or situation, spiritual transformation, time to heal, move on. Yeah, Spirit is working behind the scenes for you guys, pile 3. You definitely need to do some spiritual work on your end. So like meditation can help, or you've just been in the midst of a spiritual journey. Yeah, actually that's what it is. Meditation will always help though. Always, point blank, help. I mean, seriously. Yeah, you've been through a spiritual transformation. You've been through a spiritual journey with this Hermit card, clarifying the release card, yes. All I can say, pile 3, is there's a lot of good that's on the other side of this door. But it takes you opening it, stepping across the threshold, and firmly closing it, locking the door and throwing away the key to whatever chapter you're stepping away from that you had to fight to get out of. Like, I'm talking about like you were in the woods and you had to create a path to get out of it. And like, take your time to appreciate what you've been through. Pat yourself on the back, pile 3, because you should be proud of yourself. And maybe you're still like, you know, you're like, is that it? Like, you know, maybe you don't feel it yet, like this new beginning that's happening. But I feel like there's just like a lot of good on the other side of the horizon, but it just takes you firmly shutting some doors. And I don't have to go into detail for everyone watching about what that is. I feel like you know, like you should know. It should come up in your head like, oh yeah, this is what I know I've been thinking I need to leave behind, or I know I need to leave this job, or I know I need to break up with this person, or I know I need to go no contact with this family member. I know I need to move. And like, the universe is ready to make that happen for you. Like, it's time to move on to a new cycle. And that's the advice that I have. So we're going to pull some Work Your Light cards. Pile 3, please, Spirit. Pile 3, what advice does pile 3 need? Akasha, your guidance is divinely guided. What did I say? Like, Spirit's working behind the scenes for you. You need to trust that you're being divinely guided, and that, you know, everything has happened for a reason. Like, you're not left behind by Spirit at all. Yes. Say yes. Pleiades. Double mission, channeling, and uplifting humanity. Yes. I don't know what that yes is about. Yeah, maybe it's just yes, that you're divinely guided. That Spirit's working behind the scenes for you. Yeah. Maybe as that card flew out, you had a question in your head about what and who I was talking about, and you were like, you needed a confirmation that that was what or who, you know, for you specifically. And that's a confirmation that yes, that's a situation, or that's a person, or whatever, that you need to let go of. All right, pile 3, please, Spirit. Pile 3, what advice does pile 3 need? Oh. You're very close to achieving your goal. Okay. Yeah, take time to breathe out. Definitely. Like I said, you've been through it. And like, when it's talking about you're very close to achieving your goal, because like you're pretty much at the end of this cycle and like ready to like close out this chapter. It falls on your shoulders though. Like, this time to move on, like that last step falls on your shoulder. So you are very close to achieving your goal. You're very close to this situation being done, but you still have to make that final choice to close the chapter, like to close the book. Sometimes what is that Tyler, the Creator song, New Magic Wand? Like, manifestor energy, like the Magician card, honestly. New Magic Wand. But one of the lyrics in the song, or a quote, whatever, is sometimes you have to close the door and open the window. So maybe you need to close the door and open the window to escape out of this chapter, and then open the door to a new completely new chapter, like a new house next. But yeah, you definitely need to take time to breathe out and rest because, like I said, you've been through it. I'm still going through it on this end. Pile 3. Oh god, I'm like, I gotta finish this reading so I can go to the bathroom. Good lord. My body is not having it today. But I wanted to get this reading done. Okay. I'm on the run with you, my sweet love. There's nothing wrong. Contemplating God. Yeah, chemtrails in the country club just came into my head. And it's the part that's like, you won't play. You're no fun. I don't care what they say. Drag racing my little white sports car. I'm not unhinged. I'm not unhinged. I forgot the other part. I'm not unhinged, I'm not crazy, I'm just wild. Something like that. Like maybe, yeah, some of these people in your life are like trying to make you feel like you're the crazy one. Those are like the people that you need to leave behind because like they're severely affecting your creativity as well. I mean, not just your creativity, but that's what I mean with all these wands energy, like you're and being in this energy is affecting your creativity for sure, which is affecting your money and also your emotions. Like, you will definitely feel such a big release getting away from whatever situation that you need to get away from that you know you need to leave. I'm just saying, you know what it is. Don't act like you don't know. All right, pile 3, please, Spirit. What advice does pile 3 need? What advice does pile 3 need? I don't know why I gasped. Don't listen to me. I didn't even know this card was in the deck. I just got this deck. It was gifted to me by a friend. I just got it, this deck. I've had this deck since the beginning of this year, but like this is like my first time using it for real. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. Wow. Pile 3. Do you feel like a failure in some aspect of your life, or have people made you feel like you're a failure? Or do you feel like whatever the situation that you need to leave, that you failed in it? Because you're not a failure. And perseverance coming up again. This 9 of Wands energy, like pile 3. You had to fight so hard. Honestly, give yourself a hug and pat yourself on the back. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. Like, you're so close to achieving your goal. But it's like, it really does take, like, this ending. Because, like, you can't keep doing this. Life is out of balance. Accept help from others. There are people in your life that you might need to talk to, that you might be, like, hiding what's actually happening from. Like, let's say you're in a relationship that could possibly be abusive, or you're just in a toxic relationship, or you're in a toxic workplace, and like you haven't really been sharing like what's happening in your life with some people, and like because you feel like you have to do it all by yourself. But like pile 3, you don't have to do it all by yourself. You can tell people what's happening in your life, because there are people that care, that want to fight with you, want to fight for you. Like they care about you and they love you and they want to support you. So, like, you shouldn't have to feel like this chapter that you're ending, like, you have to end it all by yourself. Because you don't. Alright, pile 3, I hope that helped, and I hope that it resonated. If it did, please consider giving this video a like, and consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't subscribed before. And I hope that you have a good day, night, or evening wherever you are. Please don't give up, pile 3. You were so close, and I love you, and I'm proud of you. Bye!